Welcome back. In between the parts, I went away and explored and leveled up. And you know me, I did quite a bit of leveling up. Yep. Level 39, level 39. Now someone did say, like, why'd you do the leveling up? Why'd you leveling up? It's a compulsion. It's not like when I say, like, I'll try not to level up. It's because I want to. It's like, I really feel the need to actually go away and level up. So let's start off by going to this quest over here. And then I'll get into why when we start doing stuff. Tell me, you finally found the uninhabited Titan? That's right. Made it there without a scratch. The map, the bard's song, the elder's legend, it was all true. I wish you could have had some of that fun after you bonded with me. No fair. Of course, back then, I had no idea that I'd be a driver of an Aegis someday. Not a clue. And I also had no idea that I'd end up with a blade who was so hungry for experience. I mean, I prefer it when you have something interesting to say. I choose to take that as a compliment. Well, sure, it was hardly boring discovering that legendary uninhabited Titan. The natives gave us a fine chase. So it was inhabited. Typical colonial. Natives? I heard you said it was uninhabited. Yeah. To be precise, we didn't meet any humans there. Okay. Just some monsters of the Archno, Antol, and Skeeter variety. Cool. And they were pretty huge specimens too. Must have looked like the extra tempting appetizers to them. There were really quite a lot of them. We were lucky to get out off that Titan in one piece. A fine recompense for an adventurous heart. So your plans to build a holiday villa there came to nothing. It's more than a little tragic. Well, I mean, that wasn't the primary aim. Perhaps I didn't get a material reward, but I certainly got a spiritual reward. Things didn't work out quite so well for my playmates, though. How so? It was kind of a paradise for insects, but heard later that it was laid to waste by someone or other. The ways of humans are often cruel. What's done is done. It was a time of war, and they had to find a place for some refugees. But the monsters couldn't have grasped that. They probably just saw arrogant humans wrecking their home. The telling of it falls hard upon my ears. Your Majesty, forgive my interruption, but this appears to be the location mentioned in the report. Yeah, Malus has been here. So we're here already. The journey passed as the blinking of an eye, thanks to Adam's enchanting tales. If your servant's humble recounting was able to relieve you, or relieve your imperial tedium, truly the most blessed of men am I. Oh, I do wish you'd cut it out, Adam. I'm not your better, and you should know it. I wouldn't be so sure of that, Hugo, old friend. Now then, Mithra, I'd really like to get your opinion on this, as the Aegis. Yep, it's burnt alright. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this isn't Malice's handiwork. Oh. How did you come to that conclusion, Mithra? Malice's attacks would have melted the earth and turned it into glass. Or glass. But whatever did this only scorched the grass. It can't have been such a high temperature. It's a very wise deduction. We're lucky to have you for an ally. I offer my apologies to you all for leading you to this disappointing conclusion. Nay, your name. We could not have known without further investigation. With each possibility we discard, we move all the closer to our goal. Indeed, I like Hugo here. Everyone, look there. Hello? It's a big one. Indeed, you cannot let it run riot. Just think of the damage it could do if it got to Lashkin Cove or a settlement. Everyone, get to it. Should be easy enough for my level. Level 16, you'll be dead in seconds. But yeah, it all goes back to Final Fantasy VII with the leveling up for me. It's quite simple. It's like I got to Temple of the Ancients, and there's this giant wall, the Demon Wall. I mentioned it in some other Final Fantasy playthroughs. And it was destroying me, is the best way of putting it. Oh, we're going to have a scene, aren't we?
Wasn't much of a challenge.
I wish every story was this easy.
Alright, steady on. A fire-spewing monster. It's a good thing we had Aegon, we'll go with that, on hand. Perhaps it's bold of me to say, but I've dealt with worse. It seems safe to assume that this was the cause of the burn marks. I would never have dreamed that such a foul fiend could have lain in wait so close to Torrigoth. Maybe it was driven out of its original home into a territorial dispute. I've heard that happens from time to time. Yeah, maybe. More likely some human stole or smashed up its home. We call them monsters, but to them, we're the monsters. Indeed, it must be thus. The day shall dawn where man's exploitation... Okay, exploration. I mean, it works, sort of. Exploitation of the Titans will bring us all to ruin. Perhaps that dawn is already upon us. Ooh, quite astute there. I mean, this isn't a main quest, so I've got this scene. So I'm assuming this is the whole, like, you need to do side quests, because you wouldn't see this otherwise. Okay, I haven't seen this before.
Interesting thing you've got there.
Malice enough.
It's all right. Indal's most sacred treasure, the Aegis. It is said to be the embodiment of the Architect's light, the divine revelations our founder Maldonare received.
Really? Then... that's what I will be called too. After all, I am born of divinity, not just some reflection.
You believe yourself so strong?
Huh. Don't you?
Your situation doesn't look good. Boltrick is not going to let it go. And you can't hide behind the Praetor forever.
That has nothing to do with you.
If that were true, you wouldn't be here.
What's going on with his eyes, though?
Here.
What is this place?
It's a very tasty secret. Formerly known only to the Praetor and me. The essence of our Judician forebears, originally salvaged from the bottom of the Cloud Sea. Some of it may hail from the fabled land of Moritha.
Moritha?
Look. This here display is a diagram of what human cells are made of. And then this one here is a blade's.
Astonishingly alike.
Of course. After all, they are descended from humans too. That in and of itself isn't too shocking. But this...
It's the same, isn't it?
Just wait.
That's a core crystal.
Exactly. a blade's core crystal contains information not only pertaining to humans, it also records schematics describing all manner of animal tissues.
You're saying blades contain detailed information of all living creatures?
Not just that. Have a look at this undeveloped part. That is from a Titan. It suggests that this particular piece may one day develop into a Titan. Isn't it mind-boggling? A message from the architect, no doubt.
From the architect?
Indeed. This is just what you were after. I wish to investigate this and learn more of what the architect has in store for this world, and perhaps claim this knowledge for our own.
Including the Praetor?
Perhaps. Isn't this in line with your own goals? Well then, I may as well help out.
I've got several questions here already. Wait to see if there's another scene first. Yeah, I can go at this point. Right, so I like where we get like the origin of the word Aegis from. It's just simply whatever that thing was. It's like, I'm going to take that name. It's like, I like that in a way where it's like, he just stole, essentially, possibly stole a mythology around this, like, what essentially was probably like a holy grail or something like that. And it's like, nope, I'm having that. That's what I am. I'm an Aegis. There we go. It's like, oh. Well, alright then. I guess that's what you are now, if you deem yourself worthy enough for such a thing. But then we got DNA? Like, I know that there was a connection between, like, the Titans, the Blades, etc. But I didn't know how similar they were to humans. But that sort of makes sense with whole Blade Eaters and Flesh Eaters going on. So that's sort of makes sense how they can splice stuff together. Especially if it's involved with the core crystals. But why DNA? Like, it's very odd that it's got this DNA aspect to it. I guess that makes sense with some of the theories I've got going on in the past, but I'm not sure where to go with that at this point. I'm assuming it's going to be relevant at some point. And the other thing is, what were the relics that were there? I was trying to make them out in that room. It's like from the land of Mothra, whatever, Moritha. It's like Mothra's the giant bat type thing from Godzilla, isn't it? Yeah, that's Mothra. Giant moth, when you think about it. Anyway, so, the question is, what were those relics? I don't know. There's just got several questions buzzing in my head of like, I want to see where this goes now. But anyway, so Hugo, I believe that concludes my mission. Shall we head for the flagship? Fine by me. It's a good place for us to exchange information. It's currently moored at Lashcombe Cove. Then to Lashcombe Cove we go! Right, I can get on about this demon wall now. Explain why I do all this leveling
Great.
up.
Another problem solved.
So yes, it's basically ever since I was a kid, because I played Final Fantasy VII when it came out. I'm that old at this point. I'm in my 30s, let's put it like that. So yeah, I played that when I was a kid. And I very, very, very much, like, had no idea how to get past this demon wall thing. Apart from leveling up. Becoming overpowered and destroying it and being like, look at me now, I will destroy you. I was stuck on that boss for like 2 weeks. I could not fathom how to do it. I was just a kid. You know, and we didn't have the internet, so you couldn't look for advice or anything online or anything like that. It's just, no. It's like, it was that kind of time. But ever since then,
Nature
I've
makes a
always
fine
felt a compulsion
ally.
to be over-prepared, to make sure I can achieve my goal, to be overpowered. So it's like, when I say,
Nature
like,
makes a
I'll try
fine
not to level
ally.
up, I'm not, like, just going like, out here and being like, oh, look, if I stop, I'll be fine. It's like, no, I want to level up. I want to carry on. I want to get more levels, which is the issue. So it's like, I try on your behalf. Huh, there's a massive ship over at the port. Yeah, we're going to lose Lora. Yes. That would be the Ardanian flagship. You're kidding, that's yours? Makes sense. I want to make a show of your nation's might. Do it with a big boat. Why don't we all board? It'd be a shame to leave some of us waiting outside. No need, really. I'm terrible with stuffy environments, and all that noble food doesn't sit well with me. We could have the cooks recreate some of your country's cuisine, if it pleases you. I appreciate the sentiment, Hugo, but I'll pass. Come on, Hayes. Right here, Lady Lora. She's not going to get used to it anytime soon with that attitude. Indeed. So, well, I was Team Adam anyway. It's like, I want to stick around to center. I was over there! This isn't where I was. How dare you? Oh, we got some other little quests. I mean, I did spot them on the map while I was exploring and stuff.
Fine ally.
It's just that case of... Yeah, so hopefully that sort of explains a little bit of why I do leveling up.
Right. So it was the Xian forces that ravaged this area.
Yes. Many troops remained here with no orders after Malos sank their homeland. We're doing our best to disarm them, but... well, you've seen the village. Sadly, it's happened more than once.
The powers that be bicker among themselves, ignoring the larger danger.
And right now, that is the one thing we cannot afford.
I will go take a look.
Incidentally, how has Torna been faring?
I'd like to tell you that the people bask in the peace of His Majesty's rule. But I'm afraid that would be a lie.
Same as everywhere else then, yes?
Torna has not escaped Malos's rampage unscathed.
If that is so, allow me to offer you the Imperial Army's assistance in this time of...
Don't worry about it. This is exactly the reason why Indol entrusted her to me.
Ah, so you came. The future king of Torna. I'm glad I thought to send a messenger.
King, don't joke about it. Rumors like that could cause trouble at home.
I am merely a quester. I hold no such influence.
I quested today, but tomorrow?
The core's color is different. And she's a woman, too. Quite lovely indeed. Malos was all brawn and brutish strength.
You worried?
No, quite the contrary. Everybody knows a blade's appearance bears no relation to their power. You could be the heroine of our resistance.
No, I won't be anyone's anything.
That's fine now. I have only one thing to ask of you. To rectify the mistake I made and erase Malos from the face of the world.
So that's why the returning hero, pacifier of the Borderlands, was really just...
Never before has a blade broken free and rampaged like this. I can see why Indol would prefer to keep it quiet. They're even routing support to the militia through Argentum for deniability.
And then towards you.
I'm just some princeling. Me.
Surely, if you defeat Malos, your cover will be blown.
If indeed. But we're not in it for the glory, are we? When we're done, I'll just plow my fields in peace.
Your Majesty, some of our troops have returned to base, but
Is something wrong?
they're all reporting something strange. A marauding group of routed mercenaries, trying to avoid any attention.
Just remnants, That is strange. There's not much around here for them, in the way of paid work or opportunities for looting.
As Your Majesty commanded, our men did not engage. We confirmed their bearing, then withdrew.
And? Where were they going?
The village outskirts.
But why there? There's nothing but graveyards.
What the?
Oh no.
Lora's there.
At first, I thought to take it. But I'd made it for her, and I'd like her to keep it forever.
So, the bitch is dead, is she? Shame. I had a soft spot for her. Ha! Guess you learned how to use a weapon at least. Big change from a tiny kid trying not to piss herself in fear.
You're... No!
It's like you've looked better.
God.
You remember me? How touching.
A face that ugly, I couldn't forget. Trust me, I tried.
Harsh.
What do you want? Not that I can't imagine.
I'm here to take back what's mine, kid. But before that, I'll take a bit of time to express my gratitude to you. It ain't gonna be pretty or quick. Then I'll make that blade watch as I cut you into little sticky chunks, just to make sure the last thing he feels is complete despair.
I'll hold them up. You get to the others quickly.
No use. Hayes, he knew about you. He brought no blades, just more mercs.
Exactly. Don't worry. I'm gonna treat you real good before I get to the cutting.
Hey, tone it down on the cutting, mate. Like, jeez. Oh, well, I would expect it would change.
Well, there. You're not so tough with that.
Caution will win the day.
Was I expected to get closer there?
Here comes the birdie.
Exceptional work.
What the hell? I didn't expect you to run around. I should be able to destroy him being level 39 and all.
Right on target.
Here comes the birdie.
I just love the little jump he does.
My turn.
Fantastic.
Gotcha.
You're dead, Drongo.
Gotcha.
I can't believe you got him already. So I was like, wait, why is he? Oh, I killed him.
Think you can run? Think again, girlie.
How'd you get back up?
You're starting to piss me off. Oi! Surround them so they don't get away.
My lady, you have to go.
It's all right. He's here.
You bastard! No! Ah! Ah! No!
We are done for. Let's run.
Hi.
What's next then? Right leg? Or the left? Or how about...
Enough!
That was close.
That's enough, Jin. Just leave him. For my sake.
Where'd he go? I don't know.
So you let him go? Even without his arms, he may cause you more trouble one day.
I didn't want to end it here. He might deserve it, but he did take care of my mother, so... Let's go back. I suppose I can bring myself to step foot on this flagship after all.
I assume, like, it didn't show it really, did it? But he chopped off his other arm.
Ah! My arms! My arms! Bastards! I'm gonna kill them! Every last one of them! Ah! Huh? The hell are you?
Something tells me they're not going to kill him.
Ah! Stop it!
What did he do? Okay, point formation change. Again, I want to be Adam, please. Thank you. Okay, so we are going to pretty much end this part soon, but first, before we do that, I do actually want to finish one little quest. Because like, we did get it previously, didn't we, with these crappies, so it's like, well, I'll finish it off now.
Let us show you why we fight.
We're riding
I step aside for no man or monster.
Path of Thorns!
Yeah.
So it's like, we have got the levels now, so we should be able to do it, shouldn't we? Get it?
I've got this covered. Looking good.
It's not just the levels I got as well, by the way. It's that I did get some really, really good chips. That was mainly the problem, by the way, with why the levels were coming. So I found a place that gave me some really good chips. So I decided to get the chips. And then, obviously, and that resulted in some levels. I'll show you before the part's over where I got these chips from. Because I am close by to it, actually. If I go over here, like down here. Because I was wondering about trying to find some green barrels and stuff like that for that other quest as well. And there's a big green barrel in here. Where is it? Big green, there it is. Big green barrel there. But this is level 39 there. It's like he, or she, or it, or them, or whatever, dropped some really good chips. At first I thought it was always just dropping one type. But then it dropped another type. And it's like, well, I kind of want to get these really good chips now. So I decided to get the chips. Which obviously then resulted in me getting more levels. But at least I got the chips. So it's like, okay.
Down to business.
So it's not so much the levels that were the problem. It's sort of like, I can't stop the leveling up because I want the chips. It's like, one character will have one chip. Again, it's a compulsion. It's like, I want to be as powerful as possible within the area that I'm given. So it's sort of like, but I think the problem is like, this game doesn't work well with the way I do leveling up. Which is like, I'll acclimatize with the surrounding area. I was looking at my phone at that point. Yeah, this is probably not wise. Yeah, I acclimatized to the surrounding area, so the fact like there's level 35s and stuff like that, like we're fighting a level 36. We've got the issue here of like, yeah, we can help you up, I suppose.
Is that the royal touch?
Is that the royal touch? Yeah. So it's like I basically went off and killed everything in sight. And got some chips, etc, etc. It's fine in my head. It's like, I enjoy being overpowered, that's the thing. It's like, I try to not do it for you guys, but I do enjoy it that way. Goddamn evasion.
I'll give you a hand. There we go. How about this?
Rest in peace.
There we go. Finish that quest then. Alright, so it was over here we had to hand it in, wasn't it? Just this little campsite here. Have we got another? Is that another quest, or is that that's the hand in, isn't it? Bun. Yay, victory! Now our monsters know bashy smashy consequences of not unbothering. Now Bun can enjoy naps with no fear to heart's content. Much thanks to friends. Community gained.
Thanks for that.
Thanks for that, whatever, you know, I suppose. It's great, I suppose. Right. So I think we should pretty much end this part here.
A happy conclusion.
Indeed.
What have we got
first,
here?
I kind of want to go pick up the quests that we'll be doing in the next part, because we are doing quests as much as we can at this point. It's like, yeah, they are a focus. They really are. So, let's see about going over there. But it's like, the thing is, it's like it's probably going to start a scene, but there's so many quests.
That was a nice change of pace.
All right.
I was going to say, hopefully I don't have to walk to somewhere, but I do. Well, here we are. Welcome aboard, my honored guests. It's funny. I was expecting it to be all glitz and glamour, halls of gold, diamond chandeliers and all that. There's nothing like that here. I like this much better. It all depends on the country. Some of the nobility like to travel in style, and believe me, they don't go halfway. Morardain, on the other hand, is a military state. They take a more pragmatic approach. Just as their emperor must be a masterful driver, so must their diplomatic vessels be armed for war. That is the Ardanian way. So long as its mission is not a covert one, every flagship under our command must be a throne I may ascend. If the leader is the first to fall, what then? Jin? It's alright, Lora. He makes a valid point. That is precisely why Aegion and Bridget, the jewels of the Empire, have been bestowed upon me. Your Majesty. We will do everything in our power to protect you, Your Majesty, even at the cost of our lives. I am blessed to have such loyal companions. Your Majesty, we have urgent news. His Majesty is currently entertaining guests. I would entreat you to not incur his displeasure. My humble apologies, Your Majesty. It's alright, I trust this news is of special importance. Please give us your tidings. Of course, Your Majesty. As you know, we've applied strict regulations to our scout patrols in light of the recent tragedy at Torigov. I'm sorry, sir. Well, one of our patrols happened upon a young Gormotti near the camp at Seagullfell, but they lost track of him. So you think he might be a survivor? We believe so. We can send out further patrols immediately if His Majesty assents. I see. I'm sorry that we had to keep you waiting. Please go ahead. Yes, Your Majesty. Maybe we should investigate. I would like for our country to shelter as many refugees as falls within our means. I do hope it can be found quickly. Wait. We should go with them. What for? Their army is not exactly short-staffed. He's just a kid. He'll be scared witless of soldiers. Of course he's going to run away. Lora's got a point. Very well, let's head out. He would do well to make haste before he strays any further afield. We would. Thanks, guys. You're such a bunch of do-gooders. It's gonna land us in trouble someday. Now we're starting to see why Adam's a bit like Rex.
We can take care of it if you want.
No. I mean, we will, but we're gonna pick up these quests first. Name's Cragain the Blade. Driver looks like an overgrown furball. What accent did I end up in then? But he's really a decent merc. A real hard nut. I actually slipped into an accent. Ugh, I don't like doing that. I get stuck. So it's like, I've got to be careful. Thing is, I think he's gone over his head this time. This job's too much for him to handle. So we've been looking around for drivers with a good track record who'll be able to join him. I can tell just by looking that you folks aren't some lousy Sunday drivers. Must have seen real combat. Interested? First, I want to see how you'd measure up in a fight. As for the rules, let's have you pull off a second stage blade combo. Say about 5 times? Doesn't matter which element you use, just do any special. Get the idea from this. It's like, yeah. I expected something special with that.
I'm certain it'll be worth it in the long run.
I know about this. I know. Second stage. The dude goes, second stage. Yeah. Meh? Dun sinking in doldrums. If not delivered quickly, partner short of flip lid. Meh, travellers. Pleased to listen to Dundane's woes. Dundane is salvager by trade and friends see his entire livelihood. Dundane been driving off Lashkin Cove with wood cylinders in an effort to find specific treasure. What all Dundane find is useless collectibles value of scrap. More worth to throw away than keep. Oh dear. What was that? No idea. Probably fault of wood cylinders. Not really built to last. I've heard salvages in Moradane using shiny silver cylinders or some such. Oh, it's you playing with fire. Dundane not have luxury of such high-tech equipment, but want to change that. It may be asking too much, but could Dundane trouble travelers for help? Would need friends to collect apple lamps and alloy sheeting. Then Dundane can dive deep into Cloud Sea with silver cylinder on back and glide to treasure like sneaky Serprond. If friends do this, we'll give all of leftover useless. Mean very, very precious bat hinges as reward. Dundane, counting on you. So I'm assuming that's the metal thingies I keep finding around the place.
In troubled times, we help each other.
So it's like, yeah, it's like, I didn't expect, like, it to be able to hand in. It's like there's one over here, isn't there? Right, boop, boop. Oh, he doesn't jump faster. Okay, like this thing. Oh. Maybe not then. Alright. Get a grip, I beg you. What's the use of worrying before you even set off? See, that's the worst part. I thought I'd have the courage by now, but it's just... There's something the matter. You seem troubled. Who are you then? Oh, this is great. Kata, look. I can just ask these people for help. Are we really going to go through all this again? If I could interject, why don't you just tell us what's wrong, and then we'll take it from there, hmm? I see. So Alita's only just become a driver. That's right. So I've come to Gormott to explore around, hoping I get a bit stronger. And that's why you're asking strangers for the help as soon as we arrive. Makes sense. Is that how little faith you have in me? There's no faith, you know, I just... Well, how about this? After you head off, we'll follow you at a distance. So we can step in if things get ropey. But if it looks like you're managing on your own strength, we'll leave well alone. Does that sound good? That seemed reasonable enough. It does? Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. I knew we'd end up stepping into something like this. Come off it, Mithra. Our meeting here was able to work out a fate after all. Before you go, we should establish a clear goal. We can't keep providing aid forever. For the time being, let's say we'll head for the serene Springside. It's meant to be somewhere nearby. Here's any ideas? I have heard before it's somewhere on the Titan's back. It shouldn't be far from here. Right on! In that case, we're off. Time to move backward. Forward. You know what I mean. Not yet. I'm sorry she managed to get you roped into this. Here I go! My first adventure.
I see there's work to do.
It's like, don't run off just yet. It's like, what happens with that? Rendezvous with Lita at the Serene Spring side in Gormott. Okay. I'm sick. Oh.
Ah, my favorite
There's a
part.
clear
Yeah, I still need to get stuff up. That's the only thing. It's like, yeah, sure, I've leveled up, but it's like some of the requirements require me to do other stuff that I can't do yet, so. Hey there. What do you think of this state-of-the-art Iordanian flagship? Pretty nifty, huh? The only downside is that modern tech makes us mechanics cry. She's running at a door, really. Every time I'm anchored in port, I'm always so busy with repairs. I've been home in such a long time. The longer you spend flying around Alrest, the more you start to yearn for the taste of home. I tried to make a recipe my mother used to make from memory, but it didn't go too well. It would be happen to have someone in your party who can cook, would you? If I tell you the recipe, do you think you could cook up some food from my hometown, Chilzane? Well then. Excellent. Looking forward to some delicious home-cooked food. I can taste it already. So, no,
I'd
not
like
yet.
you to trust us with this.
So, one more quest, and then we'll end the part. War with the Koreans. Koreans? Raids by Malus. Hope Moradane can make it through. But I worry what would happen if we couldn't maintain our strength. Supposed to be His Majesty's vanguard. In the face of this kind of threat, we ought to be looking for some fresh energy to bolster our defense. Huh. Where did you guys spring from? What? Why do we need to bolster our defense, you say? Surely that's obvious. One only has two choices in life, success through strength or weeping and weakness. Well, that's in the world the way it is right now, at least. So if there's something I can do to make His Majesty a little stronger, what I mean to say is, I want to be a strong and effective soldier for the good of my homeland. And even if we're up against an opponent like Malos, I still want to do what I can. That's right. I could probably learn a thing or two from you guys. You look like you can handle yourselves. Maybe you'll do me the honor of giving me a bout. But don't hold back. No need to sugarcoat it. Just come at me like it's the real thing. That's the sort of mindset that we'll need if we're going to have any hope of standing up to the Aegis. I'm known as the best shot in the whole of the Imperial Army. Underestimate me at your peril. Here I come. What? I didn't agree. What? I'll end the part, mate.
May I offer my assistance?
No.
Someone's pleased
Yeah, we're gonna have to take him out now, aren't we? Very well. It's like I didn't want to do this just now, as I was going to start the next part with doing this stuff.
Let's speed this up. Ready.
It's my turn. Waiting for your go-ahead. Every move must be done.
There we go. Are you happy now, mate? Right, so we are going to end this part here. And in the next part, stop talking. Shush. Shush. Shush.
I would rather not
Oh
cross
my
swords
god.
with
Well,
her
we'll end
again.
this part here. We'll see you in the next part. Ta-da for now.